Hello and welcome to Stuff They Should Have Taught You in School. Today's episode, do you struggle with bullies? Before we get into it, quick thank you to anyone listening, subscribe, leaving a review, all these sort of things, so thank you very much. And I hope you find some value out of these episodes. Also, disclosure, these are done in one take. And also, I guess I should add another disclosure on this. Bullies. So, personally, I have been bullied when I was in school. However, I have had no experience being bullied in the workplace. Well, I've had experience where, your boss is just a bit of a prick, but then I just quit my job after that. The bullying can vary hugely from, obviously, physical to emotional and all this sort of stuff. But a lot of it is, I think you got to realise, look, why does a bully do this? Well, generally, they're probably just not very happy in their life anyway. And they maybe have problems at home. They maybe have things that happen to them on a daily basis or quite regularly that they feel is out of their control. And they feel essentially as if they get a power trip out of bullying you, or making you feel uncomfortable with whatever it is, or harming you physically or mentally. I struggled with bullies for a few years. In fact, I was in primary school and it was physical, and it was for maybe 3-4 years, and then I changed school. However, before I changed school, I actually managed to solve the problem. And this is what I say to anyone, really, is especially in school. Now, this might actually piss a lot of people off, but this is what worked for me, and I do strongly believe that this will work, especially only in school, really. And that is just to simply beat them up so badly, like properly, so that you just don't stop even when they're on the floor and whatever. You just properly go for it, And that's the worst case scenario, really. It is the worst case scenario, but sometimes it has to be done. And, you may not think, oh, I'm not strong enough, which is obviously, look, at the end of the day, think about it like this. The mother's strength, when the baby is in danger, what mother gets superhuman strength, right? So how can you tap into that? Could you think of something that would enrage you so heavily that you would, have that anger behind you to really go for it? Or train yourself in martial arts. In fact, I was bullied even though I did do martial arts, and it's only until I had the confidence to step up and stand up for myself that it stopped. And then they realised that, you just shouldn't be messed with. But a lot of it comes from confidence. So let's take an example. Imagine you're overweight. And if you are overweight, I guess you don't have to imagine. But if you're not, then imagine you're overweight and someone is like, haha, fatty, fatty. Whether this is at work or this is at school. So how about taking the piss out of their insult? So, okay, they call you fat and you're fat. Okay, great. Congratulations, your eyes work. And your point is, the sky is blue. I don't understand what you're actually trying to tell me. You're just telling me facts. And if you put that across to them in a confident way, and you're just like, yes, that is true, I am fat. Or if you're a minority group, yeah, that is true, I am black, or I am brown, or I am Chinese, whatever it is. That is true. And the self-confidence, it is built over time. You just have to sort of, push yourself to do it, and don't think about it too much. This happens in a lot of things, like approaching a stranger, that confidence within yourself to say something or do something out of the ordinary. It can be hard initially, yes, but over time you can build that confidence and it becomes easier. Initially, yeah, it's hard, but you just build it and you just go for it. Just go for it. I mean, what have you realistically got to lose? Your bully's going to come to you every day and call you fat. If one day you can just muster enough confidence to say, yes, that is true, and your point is, the whole argument, their whole their whole basis has disappeared. So that's one option, is obviously taking the piss out of their insult and saying, great, well done, and even do a sarcastic clap or whatever. Another way is being confident about what they're actually bullying you about. You're fat, you're brown, whatever it is. And you just say, yeah, that's fine. So in the first instance, you're basically just taking the piss out of them for saying, well done. But in another instance, you're saying, yes, that is true. Simple as that. Another option is to insult them back with some wit. And, for example, wow, you must have some real problems at home if you're going to come and pick on someone like me. And especially at the workplace. Like, say you're an intern or something, and they're bullying you. Wow, you must have some real problems at home. I really feel sorry for you, because these problems must be so great that you cannot deal with them yourself. You feel the need to come and harm other people to make yourself feel better. I hope that you find peace at some point in your life. When you say something like that to a person, their entire argument, their entire basis has basically just fallen down. You've turned them from being the oppressor to now being a victim. And here's another one. You're fat, so what? And your point is? It's a waste of breath calling someone fat when they are fat. It's just it's just fact. I mean, what is the point in that? There's absolutely no point. I would encourage you, though, not to show any weakness. Don't show weakness. And that doesn't mean that they insult you and then you take your time to respond. You can take your time to respond, but pay attention to your body language. Where are your shoulders? Where are your hands? Where are your legs? Where are they pointing? How is your head? How is your head held? Is it down? Are your shoulders drooping? Are your arms crossed and covering yourself? Are you sort of rubbing your the top part of your arm or something? So these sort of things, crossing your arms and rubbing the top part of your arm. So this body language basically does show weakness. It's basically showing that you're soothing yourself as a mother would. Or, head down, weakness. Again, head up straight, stand with confidence. They insult you, call you fat. You're just standing there, just don't even have to say anything for the first. Think about what you're going to say. Yeah, okay, I'm fat, so what? Shrug your shoulders. Yeah, so what? Okay, then, so you can do these things. I'll recap them in a second, and then the worst case scenario is beat them up. And I'm not advocating violence, and violence is really a last resort. However, sometimes it is necessary. I also want to make the point that if you are getting bullied in school, or if your kid is getting bullied in school, the teachers will do absolutely nothing. You can go to get the teachers to talk to the other kids' parents or whatever. Nothing's going to happen. Unless you're really lucky. Unless you're really, really lucky, nothing will happen. They don't give a shit. They get paid either way. They really don't care. I had this. You tell the teacher 100 million times, oh, he's getting bullied. Put them in different classes, put them away, this and that. Give them warnings, give them attention. It doesn't matter. It does not matter in the slightest. You need to take it into your own hands. And in fact, in doing that, you actually learn how to deal with bullies. You can try all of these things I've just mentioned, and I'll recap them at the end. You can try all of these things, work out what works best for you. If I were just to go and I say, okay, look, I'm getting bullied, and I'm going to go and ask mummy and daddy. Or I'm getting bullied, and I'm going to go ask my teacher. Then you're opening yourself up, really, aren't you? Because what happens when there's no one to come to? No one to turn to? What happens if the teacher themselves is bullying you, or your boss is bullying you? What can you do? I mean, there's a common thought that bullies do it for a reaction. So you can obviously try that and remain stoic and don't show weakness. So let's recap them here. How to deal with bullies. Worst case scenario, beat the absolute shit out of them and don't stop. That's worst case. Firstly, you may want to try, just accept it and say, yes, that is true. You were calling me fat and I am fat. That is true. Next, you can take the piss out of their insult. You're fat. Yes, I am fat and the sky is blue. I don't understand what you're trying to say. Well done, your eyes work. You could do a back insult or return insult. Wow, you must have some real problems at home. Does your mummy or daddy beat you? Did you get beaten as a child? Is this why you want to have this power trip? You can say, just so what? Look, a lot of these things really work with, verbal abuse, but in terms of physical abuse, you do still need to have that confidence. Show confidence. Don't show weakness. Now, the confidence obviously builds over time, but you can just gather that fire inside you. Be like, imagine they just come and they punch you or whatever in the face, and you just go and you get that fire inside you and say, scream at them. What the F are you doing? And this and that. Get the attention of other people as well. That is not on. You are not going to come and punch me or whatever it is. You're not going to come and call me fat or, racist names or whatever it is. This is not on at all. You say it and again, think about your body language. That recap was a bit muddy, so I'll just go over it again one more time. You can accept the insult and just be like, yeah, it's true. You can take the piss out of them for saying that insult. Great, your eyes work. You could, you're in accepting it, you're confident in yourself and you have that confidence. So when someone says to me, like, for example, I'm wearing glasses right now, someone says to me, 4 eyes. Well, actually, technically I have 2 eyes, but I'm wearing glasses as a visual aid because my eyesight is no good. What more can you say to that? What more can you say to that except for just proving that you are an idiot and saying, haha, 4 eyes, great, well done. You have better eyesight than me. And your point is, I've got black hair, you got blonde hair. And your point is, you can back insult them, tell them, problems at home and this and that. You could say, so what? Who gives a shit? You can beat them up, worst case scenario. And again, I do not advocate violence, but if it does come to that, then you better make sure that you do it properly. And it's not just get them on the floor one time, it's get them on the floor and then keep going for a good few minutes, until they learn the lesson that it's not on and you are not a person to be messed with. Another point to finalize on is that don't think that your teacher or your parents are going to help you, because they won't. They'll try. If you still struggle after using all of these tips, research a little bit more on Google. Find out what you can do. Try different things. Try these things out one by one. See how they work. See how the bully reacts. And see what works for you. For me, I had to beat the person up quite badly. The people up, in fact. I had to beat them up really badly. Maybe for you could, hopefully you don't have to do that. And I will leave you with that, really. But I hope that you are not getting bullied. But if you are, now you know how to deal with it. Thank you for listening. You've been listening to stuff that they should have taught you in school. I was your host, of course, as always, Monsui. You can email me with topic requests or any comments or anything. And in the meantime, share the episode, leave a review, subscribe, and what's the other things that you do? I don't know, anything. Just do it all, man. Help out the podcast so more people learn the stuff they should have taught you in school.